Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make Madhubani painting of Parshuram from the Dasavataram series. In case you missed the other videos, check the links in the description box below where you'll also find the list for material and all the other necessary details. Before beginning, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you can watch the same video, the same tutorial in Hindi as well only on my channel. Check the link in the description. So let's begin with the tutorial. If you want to skip the material, you can watch the video from 1 minute 22 seconds. Now this is A4 size thick paper which I'm using as a base for this painting. I have made many paintings with this nib, but instead of the nib in holder, we are going to use pens, two different types of pens today, and these are of two different thicknesses. Now, if you want to see how to use traditional nibs, you can check the other videos that I have on my channel. I've made many times with nibs, but today we are going to do with pen. So you can use any black pen. It's just you need two different thicknesses. Now this one is a little bit thicker one. So it is 1 mm approximately, and this is used for the sketching, which we will see further, and these fine ones 0.5 mm is used for fine lines. So we will see everything in detail. Now this is the round brushes that I'm using. You can use like two different sizes, thin and thick, and we are using acrylic paint. So we'll see everything in detail now. So we begin with the border. So just like every time, we have to first create the frame on all four sides. Now we are going to first, create the lines. Now, as you see, I'm not using scale because that's the right way to do it. Try to do it freehand. That is how you learn to do it in the authentic way. Now, if you are not comfortable doing it freehand, you can sketch the lines with pencil, but try to move your hand, like the pen on it, with freehand. Please do not use scale because then it becomes too perfect and it starts looking fake instead of folk. So that's the difference. So let's make the lines on all four sides and create a frame. Now this time I'm using a little bit thinner frame because of the different border design. Now you can approximately say it's around 0.8 mm, the thickness of the border or the frame. So we will do that. Now, my aim is to finish the Dasavataram series as soon as possible. Many of you are waiting for that. So we will post, I am going to post and you are going to watch. So we will be doing the tutorials together. And we will try to finish it by the end of this year. So I'm going to post back-to-back tutorials. So stay tuned for that. So now here for the border design, I'm going to use a very simple one. In fact, we made this design earlier on my channel. So this might be known to few of you who watched that video of a painting of Buddha that we created. So it's similar, the design. And now we are just going to divide it with these double lined, and double lines are very important in Madhubani painting. So that is what we are going to do. First divide it, and inside we are just going to, create design like inverted G, the letter G from English. We are just going to invert it, just going to write it in opposite direction and all close by, just, very nearby, place it to one another, and that is the simple design that we make. Or you can say it's just, one round in a spiral. So if you make a spiral and don't complete it, just, give it one twist and one round. So that is the design that we are going to put inside these. And as you see here, we just leave every alternate blank because there is going to be the color. So it's a very simple border design, but it looks really gorgeous and beautiful once it is done on all four sides, which we are going to now finish it before we start the main design. So my border is finished, and now I'm going to start making the face, which is very important in Madhubani painting. There is a certain way how you draw the face, so you have to be attentive right now and see how exactly to draw the face. So it is very easy, and this is how you create freehand. If you try to do it freehand, it is the best way to do, best approach to learn this art form in the authentic way. But you can definitely do it with pencil if you are not comfortable in the beginning, you are a beginner. But this is how you can create freehand without making any mistakes. So if you follow it step by step. So here we go. Now we are just going to twist and make the hair part, and we are going to make a big bun on the head because Parshuram, he was a sadhu, he was a saint, so he had that bun, and just trying to give some tiny bead like structure, basically creating rudraksh on the head bun and a mustache. And then we are going to create eye and eyebrow. So eyebrows, and then create eyeballs inside, and then attach, color, fill it with black color the mustache, and then creating big long beard as he was a saint according to the mythology. So this is how we create the beard outside. So as you see, we are doing it freehand. So first we created the face, and on top we did the beard. That is absolutely normal in Madhubani painting. That is an important element of Madhubani painting, because you are sketching it freehand. So you cannot be absolutely perfect with certain things, but if your lines intersect with one another, there is absolutely no problem. That is perfect. So just don't worry. And anyway, we are going to fill it with black color, the beard, so that line is not going to be visible later. Now this is the hand that we are making. So just be confident. Do not worry about making mistakes, because if you make mistakes, you learn better. So that's how you learn. And then we are doing the other hand also, and we are just going to first put a kind of cover on his body. So I'm just trying to figure out where to put exactly what, and then I'm going to put kind of a like knot kind of thing in on the stomach part, because that is like he's wearing a dhoti, or a whatever bottom wear he's wearing is tied at the stomach. So then we move on to the other hand, and now you see how to make those lines neat is by doing, making it a little bit dark. So this painting we are creating in Kachni style. We are not doing in Bharni style. So most of the time Kachni is basically a style of Madhubani painting where you fill the designs with patterns. So you don't have to worry about double lines here. We don't use much double lines in Kachni. If you want, you can separate one pattern from another with double lines, but most of the time the double lines are used in Bharni. So we are going to create his weapon that he carries in his hand. So like that, we are just going to join it and then make it this way, and then we are going to work on the bottom part. So I'm going to make the legs, of course. And now before making the legs, I just remembered that we have to make the part of the dhoti that he's wearing, or the bottom wear that he's wearing. So we have to create things that it is tied at the waist. So from both sides these fabric are just hanging. So that's what I'm trying to create first, and then I'm going to create the other part of the leg. And so one leg is a little bit folded kind of structure, so that it looks that he is in motion. So that's how you create motion. And then creating the feet. So very simple, you don't have to do much for the feet. So you can just simply create it, and the other one as well. So very simply the feet, and then join it with the bottom wear that he's wearing. And on his back we are going to draw the kind of a casket where he's carrying the arrows. So that's what here we are going to do. So Parshuram also used to carry bow and arrow. So that's what we are going to make. So here we are going to fill it with arrows. So it's a very simple design. It's perfect for beginners if you are a beginner and you want to learn this art form. So we are going to do it in Kachni style, as I discussed earlier. So Kachni is a style of Madhubani where we fill it with patterns, but Bharni is mostly the colorful one, which you see most of the time in the market, the colorful one with lots and lots of bright colors, with those double lines separating one color from another. There is also, when you talk to the Mithila artists, some of them, when I talked about the double lines, they also say that that is a symbol of Shiva and Shakti. That's why they always stay together. So that's also an importance of double line. Anyway, so moving on, I'm just going to draw the bow now, because we did the arrow. And now, as you see here, again, it's all intersecting. That's absolutely normal because we did it after we drew the whole body. So that's how, again, I'm going to do the double line, because here we are not going to fill any pattern. So all these things you have to plan in advance, where we are going to fill in pattern, where we are going to fill in color, or what we are going to do. So that's how you plan, and where to put those lines, where not. And now I have to make it a little bit neat. You know, the lines in the initially when I created, it's not very neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to a little bit make it thicker, a little bit repeat on it throughout and make it thicker. So as you do that, it gets neat and it gets better. And that's how you can also cover up your mistakes if you made something, or you know, 1 or 2 dot went out, or a little bit ink got smudged. So that's how you can make your mistakes better. And we are going to repeat it for the entire design. I'm going to fill, and this is how it looks now, neat and clean. Once it is done, once I made it a little bit thicker, and then I am going to fill in the color, black color, with the same pen. So I did it for the beard, and now I'm also doing it for the hair. So this is how you do it. So on the top as well, and here as well. So once you did the hair, now after the hair we have to move on, and we are going to fill in patterns. As you know, this is the Kachini style, so I'm going to fill in patterns. So I'm going to first do is, you know, there's this bow, and here on the thread that, you know, connects the bow from top to bottom, I'm going to create tiny semicircles and create a design like this, because that will enhance once you fill in the color in the background. Now we will do that in the end, of course, the color filling. So first we have to do the pattern filling. So once we do it, this is how we go ahead, and then here a little bit double line, because this double line will highlight and separate one pattern from another. So here we did it, and also in the other fabric which is hanging. So I'm going to do it here as well. So this is the main part, guys, once you are done with the sketch. So this is the main part where we start filling in patterns. Now if you guys want, you can, you know, just fill in patterns and leave it like that. Don't fill any color in the background. But today I did a little bit, you know, filling in colors, which is a little bit, you know, you can say a touch of kalamkari. That's not exactly how you do it also in Madhubani, a little bit contemporary style. But if you see a very old painting, they used to leave the background white and not much. Maybe you know, they would fill it with patterns or something. But this is just kind of my style. I really like it that way. You can do as you wish. Now I've changed my pen, and now it's the time for the fine lines. So I'm using a thinner pen, because I have to put these fine lines very close by. So this is how you do it, and absolutely gorgeous. Now these lines that I created in the dhoti, you have to notice that I have made it a little bit thicker. So when we do the fine lines, so that it looks like pattern, you know, it gets separated because of those thicker lines. If you want here, instead of these thicker lines, you can use double lines as well. But in my opinion, these thicker lines look way better. So we go ahead and we create checkered pattern here on the top. So this is how you create 2 different patterns, and you separated it from one another with the help of those double lines. And here we go. We just created this, and we are just going to do one more pattern. So this is absolutely easy, perfect for the beginners. Now again, I changed my pen, and I'm going to do these dotted lines, because I need it a little bit thicker here for the dotted lines. So doing it very close by, very nicely, neatly. This looks, and I mean, Kachni style is one of my favorites. I really like doing paintings in Kachni style. So this is how you go, and this way you put it here as well in this piece of fabric, and the rest part you fill it with those fine lines in the dhoti. And here on top we just want to do a design like this. So this is basically, you know, I'm showing that he's wearing, you know, kind of a tiger skin or something on the top. So that's why this kind of design, just it is similar to that. So it's just kind of S, and then you connect again from top to bottom, making it a little bit thicker, and then we have to fill it again later, right now, in fact, with fine lines. So here we go. this again with fine lines. Now it looks a little bit white for me. So what I'll do is I'll just create another design as well. After filling it with fine lines, I just don't feel, that it is looking too nice, because it is looking too white in front of the hands and the face, because most of the time we are not going to do anything in the hands and hand area and this. So what I'll do is I'll try to put some more design in that. So so I let it dry first, because right now the ink must be wet a little bit, because this pen is, I fill in ink on it. So we let it dry first and just work on his weapon. So we are going to here again do the double line, then parallelly create these lines, and then make it a little bit darker by filling in colors, and then again a little bit line. So this is basically lots and lots of lines and fine lines here. So it looks really nice. Once you fill in patterns, it looks so beautiful. So, and dotted lines here again, as we did for the dhoti part, those flying fabric we did there also. Now we are going to do a little bit design here on this part. So I've just divided it with lines. Make it thicker. So like this, make it super thick a little bit, and then change my pen to the finer pen and do this again, fine lines. Now here, just that, to give it a different kind of effect, I've changed the direction of just the fine lines. So once I'm going upwards, the other time I'm going downwards. So it's kind of a, creating V shape. So this is how we do it, and we fill it completely. And now, as I said here, I'm back to this part and just adding some tiny polka dots in between to make it a little bit filled, to make it look even better. And it looks perfect. So this is how we do it. So after finishing, the sketch should look exactly like this. Now, if you want, you can leave it like this and just don't draw the border or something. You can just leave it like this and your sketch is complete, your painting is complete. But I just want to add a little bit, make it more colorful and more a little bit contemporary style. So I'm just going to add the color in the borders and the background as well. So I'm just going to use blue and orange today. So this is acrylic paint, and I mixed a little water in it so that it is smooth and the consistency is nice. And once you put the paint on paper, it is better. Your brush moves nicely with the paint. So that is very important when you are using acrylic paint. So acrylic paint is just like, watercolors. It's water based, and you mix a little bit water in it. Just be very careful that mixing water, don't put a lot of water at once. Just add in drops so that you know where to stop. And then we go ahead and fill the entire background in orange. Now what you have to take care is, when you're going like here in these sections, you have to be very careful not to put the color on the black part or on the outline. So that's why we made it thick, so that it's easier for us to not to see where we are not supposed to put the colors. So that is very important. And we go like this. So we are almost about to finish this painting after we fill the background. That's it. We are done with this painting. And as I said, I'm going to post back-to-back tutorials, and stay tuned for Sunday because there will be a Christmas special which was requested by one of you guys. You can put in your request in the comment section below, and do let me know how you like this tutorial. And don't forget to press the like button. It helps me reach out to more and more people, and that's how I stay motivated and make more and more tutorials. And next week we will make 2 other avatars of Dasavataram, and we will continue. We'll try to finish it this year so that we can begin with new projects, many more new tutorials next year. So we are just going to here, you have to minutely see. I'm not going inside deep where those arrows are, because in between that will look too much if I add orange color. So I'm just creating kind of an outside, I just painted it outside so that those white lines, white space remains in between the arrows so that it's also a, highlight. So it's also highlighted. So this is how we are going to fill the entire background, and after filling the background and the border, this is how your painting should look like. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, stay safe. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We see each other on Sunday with a Christmas special episode.